they are country downtown. Some of them black and some of them brown. Them sweeter than sugar and them sweeter than spice. You never know the country people were so nice. Born and raised in Kingston City, as a youth I thought Kingston was the place to be. Until I found up a country field, go check me granny and catch a country bus out a halfway tree. You never know the country bus ride so nice. Lad, you never know the country bus ride so nice. Hear the driver span up, span up, span, span up, span up, span up, span, span up, span up, span up, span, span up, span up, span up, span, span. Before me know it, me catch a country. Be eating jelly under a coconut tree. Talking to a lady named Sister D. She tell me how country life I read. Me never know the country life was so nice. Lord, me never know the country life was so nice. It's sweeter than sugar and it's sweeter than spice. Me never know the country life was so nice. When she done, she cooks dinner for me. Roast breadfruit, turkey, fish and bunny. And she introduced me to her family. I get her under dasa and bird a shorty. Me never know the country people so nice. God, me never know the country people so nice. Them sweeter than sugar and them sweeter than spice. Me never know the country people was so nice. Me love Kingston all the same. But true crime and violence, he carry bad name. But when I was a boy, it was so nice. But now that I'm a man, me have to think twice. Country life is really nice. Me never knew the country life was so nice. Now me never knew the country life was so nice. It's sweeter than sugar and it's sweeter than spice. Me never knew the country life was so nice. Span up, span up, span, span up, span up, span up. Span, span up, span up, span up, span, span up, span up, span up, span, span up. Some more people they are country downtown. Some of them black and some of them brown. Them sweeter than sugar and them sweeter than spice. Me never know the country people were so nice. Me never know the country people so nice. Lord, me never know the country people so nice. Me never know the country life was so nice. Lord, me never know the country life was so nice. Me never know the country food tastes so nice. Lord, me never know the country food tastes so nice. It's sweeter than sugar and it's sweeter than spice. Me never know the country food tastes so nice. Span up, span up, span, span up, 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 span up, span up, span, span up. More people there.
Well, morning, morning, morning.
Morning, teacher.
Morning, runnings.
Teacher.
It's another runnings
Good
morning. And we are here this morning to share the news that we are from the Caribbean and the things we used to do when we were a picnic. More so, today's theme is school days. Lord have mercy. I don't know who don't have a story to share about the good old days of school. My name is Denise Lady D Gomez. I'm the host of Inside the Zone with Lady D, aired Mondays 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. and Thursdays 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Linkage Radio here in New York. I host 2 online platform shows, Satideh Mawnin Runnings and Gifted Fingers Touching Lives. You'll hear so much more about the other one. But right now, it's all about school days. And I can't do this on my own, of course. I have to get help because I don't have long-term memory like some of you who can get down into the dulce and pretty much pull out everything, leaving nothing at all.
Funny, you mentioned dulce. Dulce is one of the first things I have written down in my book.
You see what I'm
You
talking
have
about?
you have good backative. You have
We
good
have good
backative.
backative. So
Yes.
I am host and teacher this morning. I shall not be a student. We do have a very special lady who decided to really bring the theme this morning, bring
Yes.
Box Jackie. And so I'd like my guests to introduce themselves, starting with the newbie on the block, Sharnette Mignot
Hey,
Brown.
welcome, Sharnette.
Hello, guys. Hello. Good morning. Good morning to all listeners and fans of the famous and fabulous Lady D Gomez. Um, I'm Shanette Brown, just a girl from country, a girl raised by her granny, a girl that just loved the culture, and I'm here to add a little 2 cents here and there. Good morning, morning, everybody.
Welcome, Sharnette.
Thank you,
Welcome,
Sharnette.
Janet.
A brain
Thank
box
you.
Welcome.
Jackie.
Jackie come from country. Everybody don't know by now. I hail from a little district called Free Hill. Free Hill in St. Anne. I'm like about 7 miles out of St. Anne's Bay, which is the capital. And I grew up with my granny. Went to Free Hill all age school and we know enough about country.
Of course,
All right.
yes. Come
And
in,
country
Max.
life.
Come in.
Okay, and of course, I'm Maxine Lyons, aka Max Poet, no stranger to this platform. I've known Lady D for a while. She's interviewed me umpteen times, and I've been on her show as a guest umpteen times. I'm a
Uh,
writer, I'm a reggae artist. I sing reggae music. I have a book called Deep Thoughts. You can get that to buy online wherever you want to buy it. I have 2 CDs with all patois pieces because I do write patois pieces, poetry, and I write English pieces too. And I MC and I do a whole heap of things. I used to do radio as well. And I love being on this show because I get to express myself in the way I like to express myself, which is my real Jamaican culture patois. I just love it. And thank you for having me
And
again,
it's
Lady D.
fun.
Blessings to all you
Yes.
ladies. Great meeting you,
Thank
Sharnette.
you.
Hi,
Welcome,
Jackie.
ladies. And of course, Jennifer Douglas, aka Miss Jan, she'll be joining us in a few. So, looking forward to a good morning, school days. Newbie on the block, Sharnette, she came to school and she had to go back. I didn't even have to send her back. She had to go back for a book that she leave. And I had to let her back in to the classroom. Little more she couldn't
yes,
come
teacher.
in. Little more she couldn't come into the classroom, you know. And I'd also like to extend a formal apology to our audience last week. I did have an event I needed to attend, and time did not permit me to do a rebroadcast for you. So that's why we were not live last week. So I must apologize. I got a few notes asking what happened. And so, I'm explaining to you what happened. So forgive us, but we come back full fledged this morning, ready
Yes.
to talk about school days. We are
Mhm.
also very pleased to have, or I see Herman up top there, we're very pleased to have our guest. So with us is Herman Bailey. She says, "Good morning, everyone."
Good
Sher,
morning, Herman.
yes,
Morning,
Sher
Miss
is on.
Bailey.
Sharon Pearson is on. Morning, Uno Don Wash.
We now watch this morning.
We know wash this morning.
We are in uniform to go to school.
Lord,
Princess Hot and Small
Mother.
says, "Morning, Lady D, and all those that's tuning. Yes, Country Life was very nice."
What?
And Angie's on. Jackie, she said, "Morning." And
Hi.
yes, we're in class early. And Jackie said, "And Jackie dress." Angie said, "Jackie dress." Yes, Jackie in our backpack and our here in a two with
Uniform.
our. And what that Jackie you used to you here?
A
Eh,
ribbon.
You know, see my
Are,
ribbon?
are you ribbon? Oh,
Yes. Normally, ribbon would be on the tip.
tip. Mm-hmm.
But we have people are fine and they send barrel come and then send the board them in there. So we put the
That's why you have
mama
multicolor.
put
Cafeteria.
You have enough to put in two
yes,
different color.
mama put the all of the board them but then send from Fern in me here and
See
she
there.
put the clip them up here so
Mm-hmm.
Me
And
hope it not tight. It look
teacher.
tight to me.
It,
she'll go
it
get
tight.
here, Bob.
No true.
Jackie, you're gonna get hairline bump.
Me I go tell mama say, "Oh, not trouble me."
Hush, man. Hush, no mind. Hush.
All right.
We would mind if you come a little closer, make we see how much hair oil.
What you right? What's
Mama,
Too
teacher,
much
mama said to
Vaseline.
tell you, say she boiled coconut last night. And if you want one buckle, she can send it, come give you. Yeah. And she put
Tell
some
her,
in my ear.
tell her thanks.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
might have to put you in back of class to sit down. The smell of
You
the
know, say coconut oil, but I smell up the whole
smell,
class.
it smell like coconut oil.
Trust me, I have
I'm
that
actually,
experience. I was a coconut high hair girl.
Really?
put,
And when that pierce down, I'm hearing a five. One here so, one here so, one here so, one at the middle and one at the back.
Mhm.
A pure coconut oil, man.
So that
May I tell you?
sometimes you run down on your face.
it not run.
I'm tracking
Yeah,
on my
man, one of
phone
the
and
coconut here, so. You have to keep sweeping it up in there.
wife,
And make sure something not come out of the way.
Well, now they have the little brush thing that you can brush. You don't get fancy baby here, Shirley.
No, man, the baby ear did lay down, man. Can me go and they brush it down to the forehead, the forehead shine to. It come all the way down. When your ear done comb, man, your forehead shine.
shine. And
Yes.
when we don't
Yes,
know sometimes.
shine.
All right, my grandmother used to boil coconut so she can sell the oil. So when she bottle out the coconut oil, throw out the coconut oil, and you have
Custard.
the custard leaf down at
Custard.
bottom. Little coconut oil leaf, where you can
Yes.
get out there. So them use that to either cook or whatever. Some of that coconut oil now, that's what she would throw out and put it on me here. And some of the custard come out there too and go in on me here.
Whoa!
So say have a little white spot there, and then
Oh,
that
no.
smell up the whole place.
Well,
Go on, I tell you.
in all things they meant well.
I know.
Yeah,
They
because
use it
coconut
enough.
oil gone abroad now, coconut oil a big thing
it's a
now.
big
I know.
Yeah, and,
Big,
Cellulose
big,
and
big
yard
time.
and we know
Yeah.
we could have been capitalizing on it and doing great things, right?
Long time.
Long
I tell you.
time.
Granny did know though. Granny did know a long time.
Yes.
Lady
They
D,
use it enough.
I'm also following on my phone. I see Nadine. Nadine finally joined us, but
Oh,
welcome Nadine Tyson.
yes,
And I see some new faces,
new
some
people,
new
places.
people saying good morning.
Marlene.
So we appreciate you all.
Okay, here's Marlene. Marlene from Jamaica. Hi, all. Just drink me mint tea.
Oh, yes.
Ryan is there. Okay, you
Ryan,
have a date.
our wonderful Ryan.
Drinking
Ryan
mint
is
tea.
there. Who else? My cousin Callie in England. Oh, Cal. Hey, Cal.
Oh wow.
It's
Nice.
3:15 for Callie now. She said, morning all, Jackie. No pony clip come from foreign. Lord. And Brenda is back with us. Brenda become a fan now, She said, good Saturday morning, beautiful ladies. So let's
Good
get on
morning.
with our
Heart
school
and then we
days. School days in Jamaica.
Mhm.
I'd like to introduce my early school days, to the back of me right here. Me sitting in front of the school, them allow me, nice weather. John Austin, all age school.
Okay, so that's the school you went to, Lady D.
Yes, which was not far away from home, just a run
Okay.
up the road. And I also attended Chapelton
Boy.
Primary School.
Hmm.
So, John Austin days were good days. I recall mentioning in an earlier segment we did that on Fridays, all of a sudden, some of us chose not to wear school shoes to school.
Okay.
Friday was like a play day, and you don't want no shoes. You just want go barefoot,
Yes, I'm broke out.
have the experience like everybody else, all who never have shoes, we kind of fit in nicely and everybody feel good. And that was like skipping day, cricket day, jump rope day. There was a
Yes.
mound, there was
Dandy Shandy.
Dandy Shandy days,
Who
right?
can beat me in
And
a dandy
baseball.
shandy?
baseball
Andy.
days. So for us, I loved the jumping because we had, and it made you feel like you could have jumped, but here why? There was a mound on the grounds, and then there was a little sunken area where just dirt.
Yes.
So they would
$2
tie
bill.
on. We use elastic band, rubber band, and create we rope man and run it across and tie it up and things.
Mm-hmm.
So when you run all the way from that high thing and jump,
Mhm.
landing there, now you land on dirt.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing to catch you.
No cushion.
So you make sure when you jump right,
Mm-hmm.
so that you don't have no broken parts.
Right.
So those were good days. And so that's my intro. I have more to share. So I now open it for you ladies to share school days. Now we have to give it up to Jackie. Jackie, turn
Yes.
around there for us, please.
Yeah, we
Jackie
give it
from
up
a
to
school
Jackie.
with our
Great Jackie.
knapsack. We never used to send our book bag. We said knapsack. So
My
welcome,
exercise
Jackie.
book new.
Your book new.
The
So I'd like to
exercise
right
book.
now welcome everyone. Roll call. Maxine,
Present teacher.
Sharnette,
Turn it.
Present teacher.
Jackie Tyson.
Yes.
Present, miss.
I wonder where Jennifer Douglas is.
She always
She
late.
always
She
late.
stop up at Miss Bood's shop and she buy chewing gum.
She have
So
by
you-
Asham. She love Asham is the teacher.
Asham, yeah.
Mhm. And the one
Asham,
cent
she
where her
buy.
mother give her, she go and eat it off before she reach her school. She not have no lunch. And she go and beg me lunch.
Well, I have to
Uh-oh.
have a talk with our mother because I noticed for the last 2 classes she come late. So she have to go explain to me why she late. Good morning.
More beaten fear.
Extra meeting.
And teachers
What?
had
People putting in some school
the
memories?
right to whip you
Oh,
at
yes.
school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with
And
Kian.
you had no right to go home, go talk.
As a
Mhm.
more we
But
pay.
all on the weekend, teacher can beat you. All on the weekend, if they
All
see
for
you
the
out a road,
weekend.
you can still
But
get
guess
beat.
what the brazen thing
Yeah.
what the principal used to do? The principal of Free Hill all age school at the time. Free Hill all age school is up there in St. Anne, close to Bamboo. It's neighboring Bamboo. And the principal was Mr. Levers. But everybody called the man Platypus.
Lord.
You
So
Boy.
we're like a picnic. We're like a picnic. We're like a picnic. We never know what platypus is or what platypus mean. Would you believe? So we go call him and say platypus.
Oh Lord.
We go address the man as platypus because the man have a long mouth.
Only they said
Years,
Mr. Platypus at least. Only they said
years
Mr.
later,
Platypus.
when we grow older,
You
we
not think
realize
so?
that what platypus was a long mouth creature. And we
Yes.
call him man platypus. You know what the man do? Him send us go into his car. Well, like a pitney. Send us go and a big pitney them set us up,
What kind of car you
Send
had?
us
Morris
one
Oxford?
one Cartina.
Okay.
One
Oh
Cartina.
yes. Oh
Yes.
yes.
On blue Cartina, and he sent us going in the trunk of the car because the Ministry of Education would supply the schools with cane.
Okay.
Canes. And him
Yes.
send us go into the car to take out the cane them to carry come into the school, into the office.
Mhm.
So we go now and look a picnic them when we are struggling with the cane them, carry going at the office, and we get the first beating.
Oh wow.
When the Christian
I call
came,
the principal
We
Platypus.
call the man platypus. We never realized that it was a nickname. The bigger kids they give the man name platypus, the man more long so. And we get a beating from platypus.
Oh Lord.
yeah. Mhm. Ah,
Listen
hush,
to me.
Jackie, hush. We understand. So,
We get some more unnecessary beating still, you know.
mhm,
So
Yes.
that was one of them.
mhm, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Lady D,
mentioned, yeah.
can we ask people to put their school that they went to?
Yes, sure. Yes,
there?
I had. As a matter of fact, there's a lower third I set up here, which
Oh,
ask show if you show of hands who use slate.
Who use the slate?
Show of hands who used to slate.
Yes, we
Me,
use
I
slate.
use slate.
Slate,
I
or
used to use
if you
slate.
had a half, because now everybody had a whole exercise book.
Half for exercise.
Half a book.
Half a whole exercise book.
No.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And by the
Right?
way, it was two type of slate. You remember we had the one that could break, and
Yes.
then we had the
Yeah,
cardboard
the
slate.
cardboard slate.
The cardboard slate, the edges would get dog haired, and the other one, if it fling a school bag, it broke.
Oh yes, the cardboard.
Remember the
I
cardboard one?
remember that.
When you write on
Yes.
it, you could rub it, and it hard for rub it in the right and thing, and you put
Yes.
the erase
And
it
it was
so
a
easy.
little bit bigger
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
than the other
but
one.
the edges would get dog eared too.
Dog ears. Yes.
And you
And then,
you
yeah,
had this.
and then with sorry, with the
Continue.
regular slate, you used to have the ones with the fancy bead, but the ones with the bead at the
Yes,
top,
with the bees where you could
right?
count.
The
That's
yellow
what I
and
was
red and
about.
orange bead.
Color,
Oh my God! But only
colorful.
rich people did have that one.
Me not like when you no go
Yeah,
there.
we used to use we spit to rub it out.
Yes,
When you write, you use just spit and rub it out.
yes.
When you make mistake, you spit for your finger and rub it out, and when it dry, you write it over.
Because we had at John Austin, we
And that,
had the
and that me
colorful
used to
beads
do.
on that slate. We had the colorful ones.
Beads, yes, I
Yes,
remember that.
and
Yeah,
that
because
was
she not come from town. I
That's me too
remember.
rich for my blood.
So she not come from a girl country, go school.
My girl didn't give me half a slate.
Oh,
I used to think everything.
oh my God. So who remembers some of? Well, let me call on our new student here, Sharnette.
mm-hmm.
Share about some of the books you remember that we use because you had to turn back this morning for one.
Yes, and me still might get licked because me couldn't find it, But the Royal Primer is the one we learn to read off of.
Mm-hmm.
The one with Bob and his sister, where they say, Bob, go in. Can you go in? I can go in.
Yeah.
INN, go on. ON, GO, go. That's the one. I have one copy here, very well preserved, and
Oh
I
my
just
God.
couldn't put my hands on it. But it was the Royal Primer because
Yes.
we were being educated for the British English.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So you had to do that. But I mean, pig, big fig, wig. The
Wig.
pig is
Oh, you
wearing a wig.
Oh, wig.
How old are you, man? There was some vast reading, Yeah,
me
yeah,
thank you very much,
The
Sharnette.
pig is wearing a wig. No,
yeah.
don't put that in a picnic book. No, it's about pig
You'd,
wearing
you'd,
a wig.
you'd offend
You're
the
discriminating
farmer.
against black people.
You'd
And that's not
offend
here.
everybody
Hold
if
on,
you do that.
Jackie.
Yeah.
Hold on, Jackie. Repeat what you just said there about offending the farmer. Sharnette.
Me?
Repeat.
No, Jack, you saying if you put that in a book, no. So I'm saying you'd offend farmers and wig wearers and people with animal rights and all that. You know, even that rhyme about the fat cat sat on the mat
Matt,
Mhm.
yes.
and a big fat 9, 10, a big fat hen. You know, they take out the big fat hen. Now it's let's do it again.
Mm.
Really?
Yeah, man. When you're
Wow.
when you're doing the counting now, first time the highlight, and when you get to 10, and you can shout with your friend and man say 9, 10, a big fat hen.
And
No, I don't know, big fat hen. You have to say let's do it again because what the fat thing, offends some
Yes.
people.
and
Yeah,
the,
may I tell
and,
you.
and the foreign style
And
that
we
And
didn't
the
think
foreign
anything.
style,
foreign
didn't think
style, let's do
anything
it again.
of-
We still say big fat head.
Well,
big fat hen. Serious.
here's a quick sidebar, courtesy of Facebook. Everything we're saying here, you have closed caption. So the big fat hen and everything you just mentioned there a while ago, is it needs to run, run on the
Uh-uh.
What they did,
screen.
they translated it to something else.
No.
Oh,
I think good for
Yes.
that.
Yes, man. Mhm.
yeah.
All right,
You
but we're
remember the
not
one, the little nursery rhyme? A nursery rhyme where it's rubber dub, two men in a
in a
tub.
tub.
You know, good.
Oh,
And
Hey, listen to me, Hey, you see them, and can I tell you, some of them nursery rhymes was wicked,
yes.
It was some wicked things that them nursery rhymes there, because our whole mother Hubbard went go to the cupboard
Come on.
and carry the doggy a bone, and the lady will never have no something for the kids them, and she beat them and soundly and send them to bed. What I want to say again, Jackie?
I
Oh,
can
we
tell
never
you,
go to
Happened
my
went to
shoes.
the cupboard.
some of them I can't even remember them so well. Seriously.
Yes. One of them was I forget the no, it's gonna come back to me. But this the woman, she had so many children, she didn't
In a
know what to
shoe.
do.
Is a woman
Yes.
in
Yes,
the
The woman
shoe.
in
there
the
was a
shoe.
right,
Yes.
the
Woman in the shoe,
old
yes.
lady that lived
Yes.
in a shoe,
The
had
Eh,
so
woman
many
in the shoe.
children, didn't know what to
know what
What
do.
to
to do?
do.
She gave them some broth without any bread,
Any bread.
beat them soundly,
And
and
send
send
them
them
to
to
Send
bed.
them
bed.
to
Send them to
bed.
bed.
And I mean, no, that would have been a whole case with BCW people. They would
No,
have come to with the picnic them.
Yes.
no,
You'd
somebody
have
like
been
a
under the
prison.
jail. You'd have been under the jail, Maxine. Under the jail,
Yes,
they put you.
yes,
What?
somebody like a prison.
Yeah,
When I lift up the jail
because I
and
mean,
drop
the
the other.
beating help them to sleep. When you get beaten, you go sleep. So
Yes.
them
Yes,
just
I
beat
had.
and go and go sleep. Yeah,
Mhm.
How would you beat
yeah,
somebody with hungry?
yeah.
Oh, they said,
Oh
Jesus will not go
Lord.
kill me. Lord.
Looking back
Yeah,
now,
man. Them.
those rhymes just didn't make any sense. And it's funny because as kids we were
Them
enjoying it
sound,
and we
yes,
never
and them.
thought of the reality, the real reality of it then.
Yes.
We thought
Right.
it was okay, we had fun saying it, but we never looked into the depth of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it
Yeah, it
didn't
was
mean
all
anything to
rhymes.
us.
It
Yes,
was
Right.
all rhymes with no
yes,
reason, is what it was. Yeah,
Yes.
that's what it was, right? With no
yeah,
Yeah.
reason.
yeah.
Mhm.
Oh
What
my
may I tell
gosh.
you? So that thanks, Sharnette, for taking us back.
Yes,
Because
definitely.
as for the Humpty Dumpty part,
Listen, we used to have to repeat Humpty Dumpty every time after the 2 times table when we come back from lunch. Humpty Dumpty. That's on
mhm,
the wall.
One hour.
So I
Mm-hmm.
must say when we're in
Dumpty
a
had
grade
a
two
good
or
one.
whatever, I can't remember the seat I was sitting in, and the woman
Mhm.
stand up there, Miss Cameron stand up there with our ball, our low cut here. Repeat after me. And she make a gesture like, repeat after me.
Mhm.
Mm.
This boy need to come out of my class because him no want to listen. I go and call your mother. So she talk to us.
That
Mhm.
Mm-mm.
is trauma right there.
Yes.
Yes.
We did this. Someone about therapy. Can I go back a little bit, Lady D?
Yes, please.
Because when you just mentioned your school name, it kind of my heart kind of skip a beat
Boy,
because
oh no, look here now.
oh, there is Miss Jen.
What's
Lord
that?
Jesus.
Before you continue,
Hello.
Sharnette, I would just
Yeah.
like to address something here. Jen, you need to pull your screen over a
Camera,
little
yes.
more
Camera needs
so
to
we can see your
pull
face
it down.
Yes.
properly. Pull it down. Yes, that's good. All right, now bother go no further. Stop. Mhm.
Heavily cup.
So,
Look like
Jennifer,
Shaban.
welcome to school this morning. All your classmates arrived on time. I need to have a
Present, miss.
conversation. I need to have a conversation. I have not yet marked you. I need to have a conversation with your parents because for 2 classes you have been late. What is your reason for being late? Because I'm going to send you
I
home
have
with a note.
excuse miss. I have excuse miss. It so
Jackie
happened that
Tyson, please stop teasing. Put your hand down.
my uniform did tear and my mother have to sew it up. So and
Means
then me
she
couldn't let
donned it up.
down it up and then me couldn't find my ribbon for my ear, so me find it now. Me have to use piece of paper and make it.
You're in the wrong color. You chose the wrong color. So next week, please come with the appropriate color.
Okay, Miss
So
Miss
I'm now going to mark you Jennifer Douglas.
Toddy. Another Toddy again.
Yes.
And a tardy then call you late.
Late bud, late bud,
Late
late
boy.
bud.
All right,
Yes.
quiet, quiet, children, quiet. So Jen, welcome. Nice to
Thank
have
you.
you.
Welcome, Jenny. Good to
Yeah,
see you.
We
Good to
just
see you again,
we
Miss
just here
Jen.
having fun, Jen.
Yes.
Sharon, took us back to some of the books that we used to use as pick-me.
Mhm.
We were just into the Humpty
Yeah,
Dumpty
she having
part
this one.
of it. And she was also raising the point how, psychological trauma, some of those nursery rhymes and all that we used to recite.
Mm-hmm.
If you looked at the the wording, you'd have
£1
realized
a
that
ribbon.
them were a bit abusive.
Yes.
Okay?
Mhm.
But
I
other
wouldn't
than
call
that,
it
the price
abuse
did go.
because I wouldn't call it abuse because I use it as a tool for my speech. I believe
Mhm.
that nursery rhymes and helped us with our speech. If you notice, Jamaican children are very, very eloquent even when they say poems because they're used to the nursery rhymes. They're not doing much nursery rhymes in the schools here, but I use that. I'm sorry to be giving out my secret, but one of my secret is nursery rhymes and fairy tales, and it helps children to develop stories, and it also helps children to recite and also be eloquent in their speech. So I use it in my way of, because I'm a speech pathologist assistant, so I also use the nursery rhymes to help the students with their speech. As you notice, I have a lisp, and nursery rhymes is what I use to help with my speech too.
Well, make we just say thank you very much. Maybe that's why we turn out so.
Yes.
So thank you for that, Jen.
You,
And
you get
again,
a pass with your £10 a ribbon.
That's
Coupon
what
a
I need
year.
to send you a code by
One
the
a ribbon
And
is
post.
a
one a
pass,
ribbon
one
and
a
coupon
year.
a year.
all right. So I'd just like to ask everyone, those of you who are on and you just sitting and enjoying the show, please share the link with someone you know. And when you do, ask them to subscribe. They don't have to pay any money. Ask them to subscribe to my channel. Let's hit the 500 and more mark. I'm just a few. When I looked yesterday, it was like 460 something or something like that
Oh, you're
away
coming.
from,
Let's move
yes.
it up to
So
600
let's
from there.
get it going. So
Yes.
please share,
Right.
share, share. Welcome to Saturday Morning Runnings. It's your first time. We take you back to the good old days of our lives in the Caribbean. We're Jamaicans on this platform here, but of course it's extended to those of you who are from across the Caribbean. Welcome. So let's start giving out some more stories of the good old days. So Jackie, what
Yes,
else
ma'am.
do you have?
Remember waking up early and bathing in a bath pan.
Outer
The
door?
bath pan of cold water. Yes.
Mm.
And the water never, which part we come from? Up in Free Hill. It's all the way up in the hills, and up there's always cold. There's always
Mhm.
chilly. Because
Mhm.
sometimes you'd wake up and it's just fog and drew water there on the ground where I have to go feed the goat them and tie out the goat them and feed the guinea pig and the rabbit. We did live for all McDonald's farm, you know. We had goat, chicken, pig, turkey, all sorts of something. All
Mm.
sorts of
Mhm.
animals.
Mhm.
But then we have to get up and we bathe in the cold water and we head on out to school, the
Mhm.
Free Hill School.
And you
And
walk.
yes, and we walked. The
Mhm.
school wasn't that far. I would say it wasn't that far from where we lived. But when you
Mhm.
reach a certain point, if you look across the hillside and I lady the name again, the cook. If you see the cooker come off our hillside with a and a sing with the bucket on her head, you
Mhm.
better start run, cause you know so you late.
And
Mhm.
you all get licked.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And when she a
Mm-hmm.
come across the hill, you know, she a cook, she a come cook. So we have a whole other story for the food,
The
the lunch
lunch part.
part. So
Yes, we have a whole story for the lunch part.
mhm.
All right, Max, let's hear your story.
All right. So I
A
went
snippet
to
of it.
all right. So I went to my first school was Miss Pearl School. Big fat heavyset lady, dark in my district.
Oh, so
That's how
that
me
was the
used to
name.
slate.
That
That
was
was
a formal name.
no, it wasn't that hard. It was Miss Pearl School. So we had like a picnic. The school
Okay.
was held in a church. It was a
Squirrel.
bamboo church. And let us
Mhm.
keep schooling. That was my first schooling. And I remember, I can't forget this, never leave me as a child until adulthood. There was a guy named Desmond, they could pick me up. Take a slate, that we had this real slate, not the cardboard slate, the real, and chop me over here in the before. It was very hot today, and it bled so
Oh,
badly.
Hmm.
Up until adulthood, if you look very near, very close, you probably can still see the imprint. Chop me right here. Never forget, that was Miss Pearl's school. Then I
Mhm.
moved on from Miss Pearl's school to Clonmel All Age School. That was where all the drama in my life happened in school. At Clanmel Primary School in
Where
St.
is
Mary.
that?
All of the drama. That's in St. Mary.
Oh, St. Mary.
Clanmel is before you get into Highgate. So School was in an area and a road called a little district called Dig and Plant.
Oh, wow.
That's where the school was.
Only in Jamaica.
Dig and Plant in Clonmel All Age. So the principal then was Mr. Robbie. His name was Mr. Robinson and his wife was Mrs. Robbins. But everybody called him Mr. Robbie and Miss Robbie. And then there was a teacher called Miss Ross. I'll never forget her. She was very mean, beat you for everything. No teacher, not number. Every time you go, she said, put your head on the bench. Put your head down on the desk and sleep. Take a nap. All day long we are napping in a fair class. All day long. But my worst experience was lunchtime. Worst experience in school was lunchtime. Worst one. Because my grandmother believes that to get eat for breakfast, you can't go to school for lunch. So when she fried dumpling for breakfast, that was what I took to school for lunch. So she would get a flask buckle, a rum buckle, a Horlicks buckle, a jam buckle, any kind of buckle, and she put a little syrup in it and some condensed milk. When we got to school, we'd catch the water from the tank and shake it up to drink we and eat it with fried dumpling. Sometimes it was fried dumpling and sardine, fried dumpling and ackee and sausage, whatever. Sometimes bread, not with best butter, but bread and salt butter. Oh, when I reached like Lady D.
I know Anka butter.
Yes, it was salt butter and bread and sardine. Sometimes bread and egg. But my worst part was when lunchtime comes for me to eat, it was hell and powder us. Because any picnic you eat fried dumpling for lunch. Members said the whole school was fried dumpling they can't for lunch. Especially the boys, they would come around and look and peep in your bag. You can't eat in peace. They pull your bag just to see what you're eating because they see your eye. And once they see the fried dumpling, they run around the whole school and ball out you can't fried dumpling for lunch. Days and days, sometimes I wouldn't eat because I have to hide the fried dumpling. And then there were times when there was no water in school and you have to mix the drinks from yard. So you put the milk and the syrup in the bottle and shake it up and mix it, carry go to school, reach a school, your book wet up, your slate wet up, everything wet up. And the drinks splashing on the bag. Because you don't have no separate lunch pan, so lunch and everything in the same bag.
Yes.
So everything throw away and mess, but sometimes it was a cloth bag, so the cloth bag wet up, soaked to wet up your uniform.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord,
I'm
man.
telling you, I had some hard times, really hard times, especially with the lunch part. I used to get a lot of teasing, especially for the lunch. But there was a family who lived close to me who was much poorer than me. I never forget this story. They carry porridge go to school for lunch. Porridge, caramel porridge in a Milo pan. That's what I used to say. Porridge in a Milo tea to school for lunch. So, you know, it was rough back then. But when you look back, you realize that, oh my God, you know, it was still nice. You enjoyed it. You were poor then.
Yeah, but if you look back on those students now, those kids, you thought that your experience was hard, and look at them and how hard they had it. I'm sure if you look at those people now, how they made it.
Yes, man.
They came out. I'm sure they came out on top.
So maybe with my little fried dumpling was nothing compared to porridge because I never cared porridge go to school.
Yeah.
So that was just the area.
What is?
All right. So Nadine says, guess what I found packing up my stuff to move? The old Jamaican 50 cent and the old $2 bill and much more old money. The 50 cent brought back all the memories of primary school.
For real. 50 cent drops.
Yes.
Now,
on a young man, if you know that buy drops to 50 cent, you know, well young. Because my drops was 1 cent and lunch money was 10 cent.
Yes.
All right, so me might argue with me age, but let me just back up a little bit because through Miss Jen come late, was going to talk about my school, but she'd have to get the chastisement from teacher and rightfully so. So Jennifer, a year of fact, me and you after school, me a thumping in your eye.
You can't beat me up because me
1 year so. 1 year so. 1 year so. What you say? What?
There was a bad girl when me there go to school.
Me I go jump on you. Me I go jump on my friend there. Jackie, I go help me. Jackie, I go help me.
Order in the classroom.
Sorry, miss.
Sorry, teacher.
Yeah, but
you watch a lunchtime come. Watch a lunchtime come.
Us Jennifer, I joke me I make you hear me yourself. Me can one knees very few. More pin a mash up in the bag.
All right, you know food.
Maxine,
Food
did
have
she
a
get
middle,
one
a
too?
food have a middle name, so it's all right.
Well, I write June from them squeeze up and make me exercise
Yes,
in our bag.
yes, but
Yeah.
my granny, my grandmother had the bright idea of sending me to the same school my mother went to.
Mhm.
So you're talking about, oh my God, how many years? So that school was nowhere near home. Me
Wow.
used to walk 10 miles a day. Me not fool you.
Mm-mm.
Yes.
5 miles in each direction
My
because
grandmother told me, and my
the
mother
she,
told me those
yeah,
stories.
and mind you, when we finished basic school, we went to Edwards Basic School, and that was nice because
Where
the
is that,
teacher was
Shannon?
my neighbor. Huh?
Where is that? What parish?
Oh, that's in St. James, in a little district
Oh,
called Orange, which is like 5 to 6 miles out of Montego Bay town itself.
oh, okay.
And my neighbor for basic school was, and the school is still there too. But my
Really?
neighbor was my teacher. She was also my Sunday school teacher. So she was just teacher. So
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
those days were good. But when you finish basic school, and this time now I went to John's Hall all age school.
Heard of John's
This
Hall.
was like, and John's Hall was way far away, nowhere close. My cousins and other kids were going to school, reasonable distance to walk. But my granny said, you are going to teach at Jones, you are going to the same school your mother did go. And let me tell you, I used to walk as a little child that distance to
Mm-hmm.
school every morning. And I'm telling you, if you reach a school late, you get beaten.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It wouldn't be your fault because your parents have sent you to school, and it was a lonely walk. It was a rough walk. I made it afraid of bridge.
Mm.
I used to have to cross bridge. I tell you, when me I cross the bridge, me feel like say me had a phobia, like say something gonna grab me ankle. I was an avid
Anxiety.
reader.
Mm-hmm.
I used to read a lot of Greek myths and all kind of books, and I guess I had an overactive imagination to me no know. But me used and then listening to all the Duppy story and Nancy story at night time with my cousin them never make never helped me.
Mm-hmm.
So when me I walk across the bridge, me used to feel like trepidation, like somebody go grab me ankle and pull me down in the water, or the bridge go and give way and me go jump in. I used to be so terrified. So
Imagination.
imagine being terrified twice a day crossing a bridge.
Mm-mm.
But
Mm-hmm.
How old
that
were
walk
you?
was horrendous, man.
How
That
old were
walk
you?
was when we started primary school. It was about one of my cousins. I have to say, he took me to school because he was in the same school, but he took me for a year and then he was done. I think I was about 6 or 7.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah,
was traumatizing.
and
Yeah.
then yeah,
Yes.
and then when he left school, and because I was so afraid of beating, because the cane did beat hot man. When me get
What?
one on my left hand, one on my
One on
right
the
hand, me
right.
can't take one more in the left. Me left and me couldn't do it. So my grandmother say, you know what? She will walk with me, she said pathway, but that would have been only like a maybe 15 minutes walk. And then she would meet up with people who were going to work, and then I would walk with them to where they would get on their transportation.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would then now hit the road and walk. And then my uniform was green and white checkered with white blouse.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And she used to tell me, say, when we're walking, because no, it wasn't like now where you have a lot of motor vehicle on the road. Cars would be few and far between. So she said, whenever you walk and you get to a certain distance, I'm not distant, but when you walk and if you hear a vehicle a come, run, go hide. Because remember,
Black
Black
card.
Mm-hmm.
Cat man, yes.
Oh
Black
God.
Heart Man might take you away. So she said,
Oh.
if you hear a car a come,
I did
run,
a
go
bush.
hide. And when the car park, because I wanna walk. Because the other kids them coming, but them all late and me no want get no lick. So she said, when you hear a car, just go in the bush and bend down and hide, so that if the car pass, you walk again. Because anything could have happened as somebody snatch you or
Mm-hmm.
whatever the case may be. So
Mm.
those days, I'm telling you, man, it was something else altogether. And then the principal was so wicked that she would drive past me every morning Because I used to have to walk like maybe say a good 20 minutes, and then I would get to my first friend house, and then she would then join me, and then we keep walking. And this woman would drive past us every day, and all she would pause and say, "Run along, run along."
We did.
I wonder
She
what to she
never
now.
off. Huh?
No, Jackie said,
What
I want to
happened,
walk to she. Mhm.
Oh, she passed. She passed away a couple of years ago. But she would just say, "Run along, run along,"
Sorry.
and she would just drive off and go on in our blue Morris Oxford, and she would have just drive gone. And I when I passed common entrance exam was when she stopped the morning. Them time then me not even know say me pass exam, because me not getting the newspaper, granny not getting the newspaper. And when she knew I passed exam, she pull up to me in the morning and stop and me say, "Lord, what me do now?" Me just a walk along, and she said, come in the car." And in my head, me I say, "But wait, me can't hear right." And I don't know where I found the strength to say, "No, I want to meet up with Lorna, and Lorna is right up there." And she said, "I was gonna give you a lift." And I said, "No, I want to meet up with Lorna." She said, "Well, okay, suit yourself." And she drive up. And when I got to school was when I realized that me and Lorna and 8 other kids had passed common entrance.
Yes.
And that's the only reason why I should have pulled up that day and give me a ride.
Wow.
Yeah, bread picnic.
Yeah.
Yeah. But every other day she passed me and
Pass
then she
you.
beat me. She used to pass me, And if me late, she beat me when me reach. And she know she passed me on the road I walk and
Yeah.
come. A little child. Yeah.
Wicked.
After me, if you hide in a bush, and then me glad said the uniform was a good camouflage because true it was green and white. You bend in the grass at the side of the road, you
Can't see
camouflage.
you.
You know what I mean?
Love that. Love that, Shardet.
Yeah.
Oh
That's a
my
good
God.
story.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for sharing such challenging times, but you weather it out, right?
Yeah.
That's why me have strong calves, Me have strong calves and muscles
Mhm.
I
Yes.
from
used
them
to walk,
walking there.
Yeah.
no, I used to walk very far to school too, very far. And the worst part of my
Yeah.
walking is I went to school barefoot. There was no school. It was when the
Oh
asphalt
God.
and the stars start melting up. When they get to the top and black, it can
Oi.
have the tar on it.
Mm.
Yes,
Oh
I
my
went to school
God.
barefoot all of
Yes.
my
And to go
primary
to school
school.
half a day.
Even when I got up here, I crept in it's in January or in September when school open. If rain fall, you dare not go home in that crib, With rain fall, you take off the crib and carry it in your hand. Because if you go with that with
Oh yes.
and
Oh
water,
yes.
it's a
Yeah.
beat
The
me
butter
again.
crepe.
And
Butter.
Maxine.
Huh?
And Maxine, you
Butter.
remember when the crab them
Butter.
get old and you have to put on the whitening on it?
Whitening.
You don't
Yes.
want the whitening start run by you,
Wash off.
Mess up your clothes.
Mess
Okay,
you up.
my experience was in the Kingston area.
Mhm.
And I remember
Girl.
my first teacher was Liquor Teacher. They had a song named after her, Liquor Teacher, I beg you ring your bell. It named
Okay.
after my teacher, Liquor Teacher.
Oh.
Liquor Teacher, I was living in Franklin Town, and Liquor Teacher was a very tiny lady. Her mouth was like, and she was like, oh my gosh. She never let us come to school by ourselves. She came for us at our house. So if you were the first person
Huh.
to be picked up, she would carry you to pick up the other children. So you walk all morning till everybody get picked up, and then you will go to the school. And she carried her books. We used a slate at that time and chalk. So we had the slate in our hand and the chalk in our hand, and with a paper bag of whatever. I don't remember how I ate lunch at school, but it was a border place. And Liquor Teacher used to wrap her book in a belt, put the belt and tied it and have it around her back. And she was walking with the shoes. Her shoes was always lean. If that woman, I know she's not alive today, but if she was alive today, I would have tried to find that teacher, Liquor Teacher. And then I moved to another school called Bethel Baptist, some Church Christ Basic School. I think it's still existing on South Camp Road in Kingston. And I used to cry every day. I didn't want to go to school. So when my mother dropped me and my nephew off, we would be, because my nephew was young, and we used to be there at the school, and he would say, hush, hush, don't cry, and everything. But all the time, from I know myself going to school, I always eat off my lunch money. So, I always had to depend on the Nutribun and the Nutri milk. And I remember I ate so much of the Nutribun and milk. By the time I got to go home, I mess up myself. And the people that everybody I'm walking with the group to go home, and the people say, "Oh my gosh, what's wrong with that?" I said, "Them dogs won't stop mess up the place." The Bullo. I'm gonna tell you, nothing of weevil are weevil than the one them than the Nutri Bullo them full of weevil. Them and eat.
Oh God.
I wasn't a very bright student. Them used to call me Dunce Bat.
Really, Dad?
I could not read. My name was too long to spell. So I get beaten all the time for spelling my name because my name was Jenniffer. It was such a long name. And even when the teacher said, whoever talked too much, put their name on the board, my name never went on that board. I used to talk more than anybody else because nobody could spell my name. It was too long. So I never spelled my name till I was about like 7, 8. I got beaten to spell my name. But today I am a graduate of the university. So that's why I do what I do, because I believe in every child. There is for every child. So I used to pack up my my bag with newspaper to say, well, me really go to school. So me pack up my bag with newspaper when me start to go like the higher schools and carry it on my back. Me remember me in the Dunces class, there's 6A, 6B, 6C. Me always in a C. And if them they have D class, me that in it too.
Yes.
I just love your honesty. Because
I was not a bright student, but guess what? I was a talented student. All the festival them in
everything. Everybody at some point, and that's
everything.
The one.
Yes, and today I make that a part of me too.
Yes.
You understand me? That is a part of me. And that's why I wrote this poem called Education. I don't know if you mind me saying it now.
Not at all.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Education, study ration. If you bright, then you got the right to education. Yes, they say silver and gold will vanish away, but a good education will never decay. And that's true. For when you go to school and get your education, nobody can take it from you. Me first pick me bright, you see. She said in the top in class, but the other year she got, do them exam and no pass. But she work hard with them. She boil some strong meal. And when she give them and it no work, she give them fish for eat. My mother say fish good for you. So me eat a lot of it. For me brain did need structuring and only it could have keep it lit. Some people stop at 5th grade and 6 and 7 too. But me believe if you go higher, for education can't hurt you. It only make you and break you to who you want to be. So you can have a better life than your grandma and granddaddy. And me want buy big house and car. And only a good job we do it. For reach that their goal is to go college and get good credit. So go get your education. No make it vanish way. You fit try your best and you go turn down there. Education, study ration. If you bright, then you got the right to education.
Yes, thank you,
Awesome.
Jen.
Awesome.
So fitting.
Phenomenal. Yeah. Very good.
Good job.
Right.
Yeah.
It's 3 minutes to 11 o'clock, and oh man, you notice how the different themes that we have been touching on. all morning. Here is Jen, sharing the reality, her
Yes.
reality of not being smart enough, and not many of us. I remember
Right.
when I remember when I just start radio, and there was a segment with two guys before I took that slot over from them. So
Mhm.
we were sharing about, school and so on. And I was saying to them how when I was in high school, hallelujah, I literally struggled through high school.
Me too.
It's like my brain couldn't conform to
Right.
this new curricula
Yep.
that was
Yes.
being presented,
And so many subjects
and so many
all at once.
subjects at a
Subject.
time.
Yes.
It was not good.
Yes. It's overwhelming.
It was overwhelming. And
Mhm.
thank God for evening class when you finally leave the school. You go back, go do subjects,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
and manage
Yeah.
to accumulate, start, and then you get into the hang of this thing.
And
Not,
it's the thing is, I went to Holy Trinity. It's now Holy Trinity High, and I remember I was struggling there too. And I used to get extra lessons and all of that, and stay over school and stuff, and try. That's why I'm doing tutoring service now, because I feel like extra work can help a
Yeah.
child and build a
Yes.
Absolutely.
child.
Absolutely.
And I
Yes. Because it's
remember
true.
when I was doing my exam, my SSC at that time, secondary school certification exam, and I never did CXC and those exams. I passed my SSC with in colors, flying colors. I got like fives, and so I was able to use that grade and enter Michael Teachers College. So
okay.
I was a trying person. I never gave up, and up till
Mhm.
today, them say, "Well, you know no house, you know have nothing." Me say, "Look, me have everything because me have God with me, and He
Yes.
might help me through this." So
Mhm.
I remember
Yeah.
it wasn't an easy road. It's with all these subjects and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
CXC, you have to pass 8 CXC, forgot this, and it was very hard in
Mm-hmm.
Jamaica education.
Yes.
Now,
Yes.
so just for a light moment, we're having so much laughter. Poor Sher said, "Please stop, me can't
And
breathe."
breathe. Hi, Cheryl. How are you?
Lord, I tell you, but I'm so glad you ladies have joined this morning, because you're really bringing your own perspective of
Yes.
your experiences. And that's really what we want. We have to show people that what you see now on a hearsay did always
No.
there.
Exactly. And
No,
especially
sir.
we all
No,
come
sir.
from humble
Absolutely.
beginning, because
Yes.
like I told you before, in one of the previous shows, that there were times when I went to school without shoes, and me buck off a hole on my toe, couldn't go in a shoes anyway,
Mm-hmm.
and we have to carry grandma go to the bus stop, go catch the bus with the load, with the food to go and market, go sell, and then come back and get ready to go to school.
It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
none of us. And then for what we have achieved now to date, it's a big jump
You
from
see,
where we
You
Yeah.
see, Sharon, I want to take we to the next level, and I'm all there for it. She said, "You ladies need to perform in a play."
Of
Right.
course.
No,
Lord
I'm
love.
ready.
No,
I'm ready.
Now
We can
Jennifer
do it.
start
I
with
will
right.
write to
Cause
the play. I will write to the play.
I'm ready.
Jennifer would
I
have write
totally
that play
agree.
right now.
Oh, yes,
Go
And
yes.
find the
Jackie, talking
donkey.
about what you were doing in the mornings. In the mornings, I used to go milk the goat. You
Yes,
milk
we did
me have
that
to
too.
tie out the goat them.
Yes,
So you
I
talk
milk
about
them.
dew water, you have to
Drew
and
water.
then me have to milk. My granny would have designate the one for milk. And you have a little tin cup, and believe you me, as I sit here, that tin cup is still in my granny house. And me go Jamaica, me say me go carry it up here. And me say, sure, me leave it, because that's a heirloom. You would
Mm-hmm.
have hold the cup, and the goat domesticated goat, so
Yes,
and you
yes.
milk the goat, and when you get the cup full, it was like an all-purpose. Me carry it to my granny, and she pop it right on the fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
And when that milk boil up,
Mm-hmm.
she just pour that in your cup and put little sugar and little
Sugar.
salt in there. Yeah, drink
Yes.
You
that.
drink it.
Mm-hmm.
How wrong with you, man?
Yeah, man. Nice,
And
Drink
you
it.
nice.
drink,
Yes.
and you
Yes.
drink that, yes, goat milk straight from the goat titty,
Yes.
gonna but in the cup onto
That's
your
what I
lips.
was fed on. That
Yes.
was what my mother fed me
Because
on.
it was always
I
very
was
Yeah,
rich.
in Kingston, but the milkman used to come from the country with my goat milk. That's why I stay so.
Me that to milk my goat myself.
Yes,
Me that
ma'am.
to milk my goat myself.
We have to milk the goat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I prefer goat milk than cow's
Not
milk.
feed
You
the
know, cow's
chicken
milk me
them.
never really too. I mean, I couldn't do cow because I was too small. But the goat,
Yeah, the goat was
Yeah.
easier.
So,
yeah,
so
man.
let's talk now because um in high school, so we had a chicken farm and we had a poultry company in Kingston. So we did the rearing of the chickens in Clarendon. So my duty, as well as my cousins, we would feed the chickens and so on. I've done a segment on that. We would feed the chickens and all that. However, I also loved feeding the pigs. And we had some black ones, and we call the red ones, right? So they were the pig pen was to the back of the property at the end of where the fall coop stopped, one big something. So this evening, in particular, man, I came home from school, high school, me I go now, in a me uniform. Rain fell that day. So before Denise, because I love feed the pig them, because when me go down there, me and them I have a conversation.
Oh my God.
Right?
And them
Yeah.
go on like them talking,
And them I talk back to me.
Yes.
So in my anxiety, me can't wait to go feed them. Me say, all right, let me go in a me uniform. So my uniform was white blouse, green uniform, brown socks, brown shoes. And me have my little yellow ribbon. One time me just sport one look will come up so, and you just tie it like you put it up in a one and bang. So me go out down to the back of the property, me take me time, get me cut me pig peels and everything, man, and me hustle me way with me bucket I go down. Me reach back down there quite fine. So me reach near man and me and them greet one another as usual. So my grandfather had set up this kind of step up thing, so you can step up on it to be able to pour over into the trough.
Yeah.
So when me step up now, it was slippery because the rain fall and me already walk in a mud to get to my destination. So when me step up now and I pour over the bucket, me and the bucket, me only see myself go forward.
Hey,
Come like your Uncle Ken donkey. That's another story. Me only see myself I go forward and then me hear the bucket a drop and me see the peel and then me drop down in there. So me I thought now, so me one down at back of the property, So me, when me drop in there, me on the yard. And me see them now, them over me, but they're not hurting me,
Yes.
And
Yes,
while them over me, them still pay attention to them peel, because everything is a mess.
They're not busy with you. Are the food them
No,
you want?
this with me. You mean to say when me managed to get up,
Jesus, please.
I was a sight to behold.
I can imagine.
You mean to say me and I pig pen drop.
Oi.
So me I call out for help, but nobody now really hear me. But my neighbor, who is now deceased, Clive was busy walking down to the back of their part of the property through a orange grove, because the whole about this are like orange, So Clive so happened to hear, and then him one come down and see me. And I saw him come over, help me if he come out. So you talk about me now in my uniform with this little boy, when me have to go put me foot and lift up over.
Why?
Oh, God.
Oi.
No, sir.
Expose. Anyway, shame aside, me come out and me walk back home. So my grandmother, you over time you observe how your parents, your grandparents
Operate and react.
Yes, because Mama used to love sitting on the back porch in our little special chair, and Daddy used to love sit down on the veranda. So Mama see me coming up with the bucket and stop me same time, and me had to get hose
I know.
Gosh.
to wash
Oi.
me off before me could
She,
I
know, she
eat.
didn't have hose.
Rich.
Yes, God knows.
You look, you never have to
You was
walk,
one
go
of
a
the
river,
rich
go deep
ones.
and come out.
Me I tell you.
Well, we used to go river, but in that moment, the river never,
Because river
No.
didn't come
you know,
down.
river never.
River never come down.
So that was another story of me uniform.
Oh my
Mercy,
God.
don't say.
Because a lot of people, like how Charlotte and everybody here sharing some of the chores we had to do before we got to school, or
Yeah.
you do it after.
Either
Because,
before or after.
yeah, because we used to have to, especially in primary school, we used to have to get up and feed the chicken them and do all of those
I'm
things.
gonna pick broom weed and make sure
And,
say
you know,
the
and
yard
I
sweep
have
up.
a quick little
Sure.
story. I have a quick little story that I have to share. I must share this story because it's so funny. Even last night I was in the show and I was remaining singing it and I said, oh my, I found myself laughing uncontrollable after all these days. When I was in high school, I had two friends. They were Indians. They live in the same district as myself, but they got home before I did because they had to turn off on a different road. Little here we call it Jubilee. So they lived in Jubilee and I live further down the road. I go straight, they turn off. So one time we were in high school now. They were in the fifth grade, fifth form we call it then, and I was in the fourth form because they started the high school a year before I did. So but they always early for school, never late. So one morning the boat came to school late. Everybody was amazed because they were always early. So the youngest one, her name is Maxine. Maxine, just like myself. Her and I were tight. So everybody came out, and when they walk in the class, everybody say, "Oh, come in so late? How come you guys so late this morning?" She said, "Oh, we have to catch a cat this morning." Daddy, because the mother had passed away. They said, "Daddy and Papa." They said, "Papa, I'll cook fried cock and rice for dinner." So they mother catch the cat before they come to school. So that's why they were late, because they run on the cock to catch it, the cock chicken to catch it. So the evening after school, now in my head, we can't stop thinking about this fried cock and rice. But my daddy I go cook. So instead of going straight home, I went to their house with them. And to get some of the fried cock and rice. When we go up there, they cut the gun on fire yet. Obviously, no food
Oh,
and no
Lord. And them all rules are they tough and take long to cook, you know.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
You need pressure cooker for that.
Yes, we supposed to go on. We had me gone, but we gone up and I had to get some of the fried cock and rice. So when we go there in the evening, go to them house, the dinner no cook it because then daddy no cook start cook it. I must just like it on fire or whatever. So me have to left and go. Me get a piece of meat. Meat, you see, that me in high school, you know. Because me come home late, because me left it to them, me go on for me, I go eat for me dinner, me gone up to them yard.
Anchor, then call it. She got anchor.
Because you know why? But then my grandmother never eat chicken. My grandmother never ate chicken as a child growing up, so chicken was never really cooked at my house unless we had guests. It was always beef or fish or curry, cabbage or something. I mean, my grandmother used to put curry in everything. So
Well, my mother never bought chicken at the store. My mother used to raise chicken.
Yeah.
And we used to feed the chicken. Chicken used to eat a lot of roaches. But at Sunday time, if we want dinner, if we want, chicken eat roaches. Yeah, so if you want dinner for Sunday, you have turns to kill the chicken. So you put the chicken that's a birdie, you're gonna get eaten today, and pick him up. And they would just bring him under the pan and cover him over and just cut off.
Yes.
And then we put dip in the hot water and pick the thing. So
Yes,
that is how we ate chicken. I ate well. So that's why when I go to the doctor, and the doctor them do examination on me and look at my heart and my kidney and all them something. Them say you keep your body clean inside, man. Me say, yeah, because me am drunk. Me never am drunk. Me eat real good. My father used to go to the country, get the goat, we kill the goat, and everything.
It was all organic.
Organic.
I
My
know,
grandfather
right?
was a farmer, and he used to raise the nicest pigs and chicken. And then when we were old enough to kill the chicken, we did have to kill the chicken one day. Put the chicken under the same bucket and cut off the chicken neck and run with it. The chicken neck all over the yard with the half a head and run up and throw.
Oh, Lord.
Like a rolling chicken. Not rolling calf, rolling chicken.
We never cut off his neck good. And the chicken head there,
Oh
so
gosh,
and the body
Jackie.
the halfway, so animal run
That's
all over.
punishment for the poor folk.
Me grandfather
All right,
food.
so let's talk
Run down,
about
run down
lunch
dinner.
days at school. Lunch days at school. Lunch, lunch,
Never had
lunch.
it. Never had it.
You never had lunch at school, Jen?
No, hardly, because I was always eating off my lunch money to buy jackass corn and all those things.
Okay, so you never check school lunch.
I never even liked school lunch because they used to serve it into a metal plate, and the metal plate always seems
Have a
raw.
funny taste.
And it's like when they always make curry chicken or something.
And bulgur.
They can chop it
Bulgur.
so fine. And then when they do get your chicken, the only time I see meat served so small is when I went to Africa. And up to today, if you go to Africa, meat is the least on your plate. It's pure rice. They eat a lot of
See
carbs
that even in the movies you see
Africa.
rice.
But but when I used to go to school, one little bit of lunch, how much money? That time my belly full of jackass can, paradise plum, tambourine ball, guinea, all the food them in the morning. Me don't know how me fat, you know. Me don't know how me fat because me never eat. Because me just eat like the natural.
The drops and the jackass can and
But
all
then
of that,
there's
Jen.
sweet stuff too, Jen.
Yes, a lot of sugar.
I saw that make me fat then.
Yes.
Yes.
We don't know. We not said.
But those are the food I used to eat. I never enjoy. And on weekends, my food, my snack, and my junk was when my mother grated the coconut, we sprinkle sugar on it, and we eat it. You know those things. My mother used to make gizzard, what do you call it again? The one with the coconut drops and those things. So I never really eat lunch at school. The only food I really ate was the government food. The milk, the bun, the patty, the taste body, man. No meat never in on the patty, you know. It was just
Jennifer, which
patty you are talking
about?
We
never get no
government lunch with patty.
Oh my gosh!
When I went to primary school,
I left from little teacher to Bethel. I went to St. George's girls' school, an all-girls school, where you had to wear bloomers. And then I went to Alpha Primary and George's and Alpha Primary when the government started serving the students with Bullo, milk. Sometimes get chocolate milk. You didn't remember those days, Lady
No,
D?
because we never get them something.
Anybody out there who remember the government food that was issued to students in the evening?
Every evening, you're a politician in our work.
Yeah.
In the evenings, you say?
It comes in the afternoon when we're near to go home. So you wait for that patty and that bullo and that and the patty was not made with meat, it was vegetables. Like cut up carrots and stuff in that patty. But I enjoyed it. I don't know.
School you go. Jen did go to rich school. I never get
to rich school, Alpha Primary Government School in
where we never get it.
I'm a Kingstonian, so I guess
here the deal. So when I was going to primary school, both Chapelton Primary and my good old John Austin, that's the actual building, me no make it up. So they used to give us a lot of, you had the cut cake. You remember when bread van used to come?
Yes.
And they would have the trays.
Bread van,
Bread van used to come. They have the trays of cut cake. Even my grandma used to just take from bread van too.
Yeah.
So you had the cut cake at school. You had bulgur, curry chicken, dumpling, and when they make the dumpling, it no real shape.
Yes, because they roll it and then
roll it. So I won't call the name just in case me get in trouble. But let's call her CL. So CL was our cook. And every time we line up, you know, them call you by your class and you come out of your bench and you line up and thing. I hated taking lunch at school. And sometimes I used to ask Mama, can I just come home for lunch? Because me not really enjoying the lunch at school. Worse when they was out at Chapelton, there's no way me go leave from Chapelton to go back to Penance for lunch.
Right.
So me had to suck that up. But at John Austin, me I tell you, They say CL used to use our elbow and knead the
flour.
dumpling. And what was even worse, she had one little something kind of cut off on her elbow here.
Lord Jesus.
So them say, them say is it she used and knead up
Mm-mm.
the dumpling. So say half the time the children who really, really hungry and not have much to go back home to, them would have walks up that the dumpling there.
Long
But
time.
for some of us, we wouldn't eat the dumpling because
Mm.
we swear say CL use our elbow and
And
knead
knead
up
up.
the dumpling.
Yeah.
At Chapelton School now, they had every color plate known, plastic plate.
Yes.
Green, pink, red,
Mhm.
yellow.
Yellow.
Yeah, we
They
used to
had
use that too.
they
And
had
the
the
metal
cups
plate.
and they had the mugs.
You never had
And
the
I'm
metal
telling
plate?
you,
You never had the metal plate, Lady D?
no.
I know about the metal plate. They had metal plates in the primary school where I went to. Clanville
Yes.
Knowledge
But
and
And
they can tell
they
you
were like balls. They were
at
like balls,
Chapelton
not regular
Primary,
plates.
yes.
at
Yeah,
Chapelton
they were kind
Primary.
of deep. Yeah.
Yeah.
But at Chapelton Primary, it's almost like the cook stay right in the canteen and just dash the curry chicken over.
Mhm.
So when they hand you the plate,
It's splattered
the
out
something
and
just all over. Then they
no
just drop the
presentation.
Yes.
they drop the bulgur, and if you get one little piece of banana or something, just to the
But I
lunch,
wonder
and
if
by
it
the
was.
time
It
you
seemed like
eat
it
it,
was universal because you see that
yes,
everybody have the
ma'am.
same
Yeah, they
spoon,
And
don't.
then they
They do
mix
Was
some
Kool-Aid.
universal.
and it don't have no
I
taste and it
never
wetty
liked the
wetty.
lunch at all. I
No,
never
man, and then
liked
they
the
mix the
food.
Kool-Aid and give you the cup. And
Yes.
you go sit down and you your class and you eat and so some days I said, Mama, just give me money. She used to give me my little 50 cents, and I used to go down to Miss Jackson right in a Chapelton there. They had a little area. They had a store.
Mhm.
They had a store, and then they had the area where you could buy your patty. And me buy me. I'm a Shirley biscuit fan.
Yeah,
Buy me
me too.
Shirley biscuit and me cherry malt.
We still have right
Cherry
now.
malt.
Oh yeah, cherry malt.
Cherry
Cherry
malt,
malt
Cherry
was
boy.
cherry
nice.
cherry malt cherry malt was high school days for me. But when I started primary school, um we used to, before we get the canteen, we used to, my cousin pointed out, I mean, ladies would come and sell fried dumpling,
Yes.
fried saltfish
Right.
mostly, and pudding, sweet
Mhm.
potato pudding, cornmeal pudding. So that would be the
Mhm.
fare. So you would eat, you would buy, and fritters, you know.
Because,
So you would have your favorite lunch lady, and then you had the man that sell the fudge,
yeah.
and then you would have the peanut man, you
Yes.
know. Of course, the fudge man, the name Fudgy, you
Mhm.
know.
Fudgy.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
yeah, and then there was this lady, she always had a sore foot, me and Miss Esther. My
Lord
cousin
Jesus.
tell me,
God,
say, look
company.
here, don't, Miss Esther had a sore foot permanently.
Can't
For
get
all
better.
we know, thinking about it now, she might have been diabetic and had an
Betty,
issue.
Right.
yes.
But I
Yes.
have to say, there, them always say, look, don't buy nothing from Miss Esther because Miss Esther pick her sore foot and she touch the
Mm.
food, and if you eat it, you're gonna do. And
You'll get
and
Mm-mm.
so
promoted.
I never buy from Miss Esther. So if something happened and my favorite lady wasn't there,
Uh-huh.
God mercy.
Mhm.
I used to go down the street to the shop. There was a shop. You could get, like our lady was talking about, the bread van. The bread would come with the hot bread, and they would just slice the bread, give you two thick slice with butter and a glass of Kool-Aid. And that was 5 cents.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that was 5 cents. And then, yeah, after, like, I was at school maybe for like 2 years, and then we got the canteen. And so every day they would chop up chicken back till it was unrecognizable. And
Mhm.
then
Very
they
much.
would
Yeah.
cook it,
Very young.
curry it.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then they would curry it and give it to you with bulgur.
Mhm.
And they would give you so much gravy. They put the bulgur, and they put like a whole spoonful of the chop up chicken back with the gravy on the top, and they would just lay out all the plates. You get that with a
Mhm.
with a thing with a cup of Kool-Aid. To this day, I can still taste that Kool-Aid and smell the
I
It's still
bulgur
know.
and
around.
chicken back.
And it was always
Yes.
Yeah,
red Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
red Kool-Aid. Yeah, it have to be the red Kool-Aid. And then
Mhm.
on Fridays now, then would I end up giving us bulgur porridge, or they would
Yes.
give us um tin mackerel and bulgur. Can you imagine a whole school of picnic I eat tin mackerel and bulgur?
Yes,
How we
man.
smell when we done?
Yes, I hated the burger part, and the burger part was
But
never
that
sweet.
was the lunch.
Yeah, the burger
Yeah.
part and the fried is like them stay at Jamaica and throw the milk in the burger part America. Because it was never sweet. It was nice
Yes.
and rich. There
And
was no
even
nutmeg
as
and nothing.
and even from then I never liked bulgur. It's just recently
I love
that
bulgur
my
porridge.
aunt does bulgur and she would put little
Me too.
raisin in there and something.
Yes.
And it's and I realized
Tastes
now
good
how to
like
cook
that.
it properly and
But for
eat it.
years.
But my
Miss
goodness, man,
Wilbur.
the
Yeah,
school
Wilbur
lunch
said the
there was
nutrition.
just the school lunch was just bad,
Horrible.
bad.
But
For
as I
Just
years we
said
never
before,
eat
as I
bulgur
said
because of
before,
that.
I never eat a lot of this lunch
But
made
I
in school.
actually
Most of
like
my
the
lunch was
taste.
from my
I
granny
like
yard to school.
I actually liked the taste of the dumpling with the gravy. Because
Mhm.
the new whatever soy product or whatever they put in the dumplings, it had a unique taste and I liked that. And when they cut it, then roll it and cut it. So that's all I would eat. Me leave the burger because the burger was wetty.
wetty,
You never have no
man.
taste.
Gravy, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was just blah.
Yeah.
Never had
Yeah.
any gravy because I never have no seasoned food in there. I just chop up
Mm-hmm.
And
recognize
one
it.
afternoon after we finish lunch, I mean never want eat the lunch, but me say all right, let me eat it. So at Chapelton Primary. So after um Miss Myers was my teacher. Oh my God, that lady could teach. Boy, may I tell you, if in your life you could just have one teacher just carry you right through your early
Absolute.
childhood
Yeah.
education
Yes,
process,
you have to go to
you'd have
Finland
been
for
the
that.
brightest human being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miss Myers she taught me in grade 3 or 4. Miss Myers was just when she teach you
Perfect.
about penmanship, she make you go up at the blackboard. Oh no,
Mm-hmm.
me can't even form a good L. The way my handwriting just gone all about the place.
Me
Miss,
too. I'm used to
she would
write
let
books.
us read composition,
Mm-hmm.
the
She was
structure.
passionate. She was
Oh,
passionate.
Miss
She
Myers
was
could teach.
passionate. Yeah.
So one lunchtime now, me eat lunch and hurrying back to go to Miss Myers' class. So it was gig season.
Okay.
Yes, gig.
And this boy Wayne, just as him flash down for him gig, me a run by, the gig bounce up, and all me feel was one whoop. The gig licked me right here.
Mm.
Me say it miss going
Your
into
eye.
me
Oh
eye.
gosh. Mm.
Still on the bone part test up top. I will with the Jamaica me here, dog about.
Am I dog?
The dog has
Am I
sunshine
dog?
royalty.
Sorry.
Me hear the dog long time,
Yeah,
So, and it hit me
In
on
my
the
ball because
bone.
me not getting my milk powder.
Oh
Remember milk
Lord.
powder?
Oh Jesus. If you don't know how to measure that up, and make it too much, it can.
give you the runs.
Yeah, me tell you.
Mm-hmm.
So as I was saying, it hit me on the bone here. So even now I have a little just a little something right here
Wow.
that afternoon. And I never want the lunch or else me would in the class a long time.
So look more so then call it one ID.
I am telling you, and this left eye here is far worse than this right
Oh
one.
my.
Mhm. This one is worse. So
Wow.
the challenges of what your parents could afford
Mm-hmm.
and what you were subjected to, nothing they could do about it.
No.
But as a child,
oculomotor
you are
nerve.
saying, what is them doing to me? Why me have to go through all of this?
But you know what, Lady D, I never questioned anything back then because I never knew anything other than what I lived and what I
1
saw. So
minute,
there was
Matt.
no.
Sorry,
Matt.
dog.
Sorry.
Sure said that sounds like foreign dog.
That's my foreign dog.
The dog about in English.
And him been right next to me the whole time, He was right next to me the whole time.
No, sir.
Okay.
Oh Lord.
Yes.
Me not going to bring my dog to school anymore. Sorry.
Thank you.
Like Mary had a little lamb.
Yeah.
Trinidad Malik, dog.
Yes.
All right, go ahead, Max.
No, I was saying that back then we never had anything to compare to. Well,
Mhm.
somewhat I did, because I remember there was this girl this is when I was in secondary school. There was a girl called Erica Dwyer. Never forget the name. She lived in Anata Bay, so she had to take bus to come to school. And every day she brought the same thing to school for lunch. Every day she bring cornbread, not cornbread, corned beef with sliced bread and soda. Every single day. It was corned beef sandwich and soda, and like she got fed up, and she would give me a lunch, and I did up everything because
You said the girl from Manatabe. Say the
I
girl
did
from
love corned beef, and I still love
Manatabe.
corned beef, and every day she would bring her lunch. I would eat the corned beef sandwich and then I drink the soda. And I remember too when I was in the same secondary school, we used to bring cause my granddad was to give me lunch because at school. I would never have lunch money thing. So when I used to bring my fried dumpling and ackee and salvage to school, there was a girl named Joy Campbell. We used to hide it, but Joy was rough and she was tall and aggressive. And I was calm and quiet, and she was maybe we have bag. We have another bag. Where you hide? Because me I don't eat my lunch because me no want to see me fried dumpling. And then when they discovered I was bringing fried dumpling to school, every day they want me lunch, so they would swap lunch and they would buy them ostrich cake and them
Ostrich
cherry malt and
cake,
swap it
yes.
with me. And I was happy because we love ostrich cake and love cherry malt. So when they give me the ostrich cake and cherry malt and take my lunch, it was a joy to me because I was tired of eating saltfish and
Not
fried
fried
dumpling.
dumpling.
Yes.
So I love the swap.
God.
So the lunch thing was just an era for me in everything. I mean, from primary school all the way up to high school, lunch
Fried
was
dumpling did nice,
important.
Fried dumpling was so nice.
Yes, but
Yeah,
people they
And
look
up
down
till
on it.
today,
People carry it to
people
no
look
school.
down
doctor,
on it.
no
People look down
doctor,
on it.
no person can tell me say no eat my fried dumpling once in a while. Me,
No, no, no.
Yeah,
No,
but
no
back
fried
then kids
dumpling.
would
I'll
tease you.
turn cornmeal the pan shop counter
Yeah,
right
back
now.
then the kids would tease you because if you're poor, why you can't afford to become a school, you were considered
Yeah.
poor. So you
That's
have to hide,
it.
and
Which is
especially
why you
boys, they
used to
were very,
hide yours, Max.
huh?
Which is why you used to hide.
Yes, I used to hide because it was looked down on, especially the boys when they see you. It's pure evil.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. I went to school with some boys that lived from my gate, and I'm telling you, as a three brothers, and then one of them especially, his name was Mikey. Oh my God, the whole school would know that you are pride on because he ball it out and run on the school and tell everybody. So when lunchtime come, I used to hide to have my lunch. Because once you stay
But
back
guess
in the
what?
class, they knew
Mikey
you had
probably did
lunch
hungry.
because you were joining the canteen line. So they knew you carried something for lunch. So everybody wanted to say what you carry for lunch. And I'm
you
telling
ever
Yeah.
see
you,
those guys again, Maxie? You ever see those
What
guys
did
again? You ever
as
see those?
adults, yes, I've
Yeah.
seen two of the brothers as an adult. One of them live in New York.
Mikey bring to school for lunch?
No, they've got giant canteen. They used to, that's when we see from the metal place where they fry the curry chicken and rice. But
Right.
once they send you out for lunch and you stay back in the class, they know you carry lunch because you don't have to join the
Yes, that's
line.
true.
And
That's true.
everybody wants to see what you have for lunch. And no
Yes.
matter what you add in it, it's gonna take out a little and eat them peep and grab your bag and carry on. I'm telling you, I had hell. I'm
All
like,
right.
brother, we can't get complaints. I don't want to find up for lunch.
11:30. We're going to wrap up in a few. But
Oh
don't
my
forget,
God.
those of you who are, tuned in, please subscribe to my channel. Subscribe, click subscribe, then you'll see the bell. Tap the bell, then you'll see all. There's no cost for you to subscribe. So please subscribe to my channel. It's Saturday morning runnings. Oh my goodness, this has been good, good, good. We get some good laughs out of it this morning, I tell you. And I have been posting your comments. So, many of you, your comments pop in. I just put them up. Sherry's here saying beef patty and cocoa bread and box of chocolate milk.
Yes.
That was her lunch thing there going on. Also, name your school uniform colors. Mine was my white blouse with blue uniform, with black shoes and with blue socks. That's primary school. Then
Yes.
for Veer, I wore green, white blouse. With belting had the yellow in it in the center, brown shoes and brown socks.
I was for Free Hill all age school that I used to go to. It was brown uniform and like that beige top and
Mhm.
brown shoes and brown socks if you have it. And
Yeah.
then when I went to live with my mother and I went to Hulbury all age, it was blue tunic and white blouse, black shoes or whatever shoes you can wear, and socks.
Okay.
And your ribbon there, man. And your book bag, your school bag.
You're
If
right.
you have it, if you have people carrying.
And of course, some never have none, so they carry them in a plastic bag.
I carry in a hand.
Or you
Carry
carry
a
in
book
your
in a hand
hand.
because I used to do
And
that one time.
carry on your hand, yeah.
Yes.
And when
Carry
them
the book.
the sweat dig off the spine of the book over time.
My uniform, I remember my uniform at St. George's Girls' School was plaid, green and white plaid, and white shirt, and bloomers, plaid, green and white bloomers. And for Alpha Primary, I wear blue tunic. They call it tunic, the dress, and white blouse. And I think the color has to be round color because they're specific whether it's V-neck color or round color. And then I went to Holy Trinity Secondary at that time. It's now high. I wear white top and white bottom. Terrible time. Oh my gosh, especially this time.
During that
And
time.
I was red tie shift. So that time I was going to school on shift. And then when I went to Michael Teachers College, the uniform for Michael Teachers College. So that's what
No, not everybody know.
No, I don't know.
Oh, I wear khaki with khaki or khaki with beige top and or
burgundy
or
skirt.
brown. It was
Michael Teachers College. I didn't know they
brown
wore
with
uniform.
beige,
Yeah, they wear uniform.
blue with dark blue skirt or I don't remember, royal blue and a blue blouse.
Because I've seen there's a young woman at the church, Daniel used to wear a kind of khaki top and brown
Yes.
skirt.
Right. Yeah. That is, and we wear like a vest, like so we look more, Yeah, I enjoyed schools.
So Sharnette, tell me about yours.
Yes.
Your
My uniform for basic school was maroon plaid with white blouse, and then for primary school it was green plaid with a white blouse, and then for high school it was the white dress because it was Mount Alvernia High School I went to.
Oh, Mount Alvernia.
So yeah, white dress with a blue tie, blue socks, and blue and brown shoes. And let me tell you something: brown socks, brown shoes. And let me tell you, by then I was getting barrel from London and stuff. And one year when we reach a school, my teacher and my shoes are the same shoes,
Of course.
And then the shoes was like a little. Now we call them wedges. It was a little wedge shoe with a little buckle on the top, and and your socks had to be ankle length. If your socks was over ankle length, man, problem with sister. So you had to have your ankle length brown socks, and then I had my brown shoes and the white uniform dress with the box pleat in the front and the box pleat in the back. And let me tell you a story. I used to have to iron my own uniform because the grandparents raised me. So I went to high school at 12. And by the time I get to high school, them well old now, So that them in them 80s, them can't iron uniform. Now if I iron uniform myself, and I was using a self heater, So when me iron my uniform, me have to make sure say the one time one of the coal them drop out from the back. When you put in the coal and the iron on the back. But God was so good. It burned inside the pleat.
Oh Lord.
It burned inside the pleat and so it wasn't visible on the outside. But when me walk, me used to have to use my hand to hold on that pleat so they wouldn't see the hole inside. Cause so we wear a white uniform every day for a young child, a young lady at 12 years old it was a challenge. And I mean you have to change one a day. You want today when you wear today can't wear tomorrow. So it was a constant. For the first year I had 3, so I had to be washing. But then after the next year, my mother make sure I had 5 or 6. So every day I used to be able to change a uniform. But come weekend, you have to get in the tub because you have a portion of washing to wash all them uniform, the white uniform. And I know,
And
man, them days I was
white.
Hey, and you had to wear a white full slip because Sister Joan Clare would conduct inspections. And when you turn your back, them had to see 2 straps on the left, 2 straps on the right. You could not wear a half slip. You had to wear a full white slip and your white bra. And so them had to see the two straps on the back, to show that it was,
Yeah, what is
the full
Jesus?
slip.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't wear a half slip. It was an issue
Forbidden.
if you wore a half
Really?
slip. Yeah. And your tie, the length of your tie the tip of your tie would have to touch the buckle of your
Yes.
uniform belt. Otherwise, you would be in violation.
In trouble. Yes, I give you a story about that. When we were going to St. Hilda's,
Yeah.
it's that light lavender like this. It's even lighter than this, a lavender tunic, and the plaid, the same plaid, lavender plaid
Tunic.
blouse underneath. Now, when we got to like fourth and fifth form, now that's when you start to wear skirt and tie and so on. Your tie. Some of the girls them now were wearing the ties them long, and they would call them indicator ties because it was indicating
Yeah, 'cause that
your
was a
private
thing.
part.
Long tie was a little
Yeah.
fashion.
And we couldn't wear clips. Sometimes you couldn't wear clips, no barrettes, nothing like that. The teachers would take them out. Your earrings, not even earrings, you couldn't wear. Remember, my
Oh
mother
yes.
gave me a nice gold loop earring, little one earring for my birthday. The teacher take it out of my ears, and we get
Yes.
summer holiday. Didn't get it back when I went back to school. Asked them for it. They said that they left it in the drawer over the summer holiday, and they don't come back and find it.
Oh,
The
God,
wonderful
Mm.
gold gone. If your brown
Wow.
shoes, they called it the shade brown was different from the shade brown shoes. You have to take it off. You have to go home.
yes,
Just like
that's very
Yeah.
restricted.
Mm-hmm.
very.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I love my ribbons. I was a ribbon fanatic. I wear whatever my uniform was. I wear green and white ribbons. I wear oh my gosh, I was just a little ballerina girl. Yeah, so I love my ribbons and my dress, my uniform. We were long, but all because my bottom was very big. So the back of the dress always a kick up, kick up, kick up. So I had to wear bloomers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
All the time.
I was a chubby little girl. Yeah.
For me, I went in primary school. I wore blue. It was blue, dark blue tunic with white, not white blouse. It was a lighter shade of blue
Mm-hmm.
blouse underneath the dark uniform. That was for primary school. For secondary school, I wore green skirt and white top with green tie, brown white crepe with them kind of sneakers. No, it was white crepe at the time with your white knit with your white socks. And then in high school, for me, I wore dark brown, not dark brown, burgundy with a darker shade of burgundy bottom with white top and tie. Well, when it went from the first form to fourth form, it would be full uniform with the white blouse underneath. But when they get to the fifth form, which is the final year, you'd wear the skirt, pleated skirt, of course, with white top. I enjoy the pleated skirt thing, but one time me bought up my uniform with irons.
What all did right?
Luckily, it never went through, so I never made a hole in it. But you can see the iron print, leave and that was there.
Yes, yes.
You know what I'm saying?
The iron that you had to put
And I
on
only
top
had
of
one
the
skirt.
hole.
They never gave me. I never had two skirts. I had one skirt. So when the rain
Which
fall and I wash it, and if it not dry, I put in a towel and wring it. Wring it
yes.
and then use iron finish dry it.
So in
So
primary school, all right.
Yes.
So in my household, right, we did have ladies who came in. They were, who come and wash for us and stuff like that.
Oh, she rich,
Very.
What were I gonna say? We did
You
have
are
people who come
twice.
and
You were
wash.
twice blessed, my dear.
So after a while now, you're getting older, they start to say you need to take care of your uniform. So they would show us how to do the starch, mix the starch and so on. And you try to learn the concentration, but sometimes you don't get it right. So one time me make up my starch thing, man, and me said the something stiffy.
That cut you. That cut you.
It's
Too much
stiff,
starch.
too much starch.
Stand up.
Listen to me. Oh, no, sir.
I remember when light went off and we had to iron. We always, when we iron, because we don't throw away our iron because that was what we had to iron with when the light went off. So we cut off the cord and we place it on the stove.
Yes.
Until it's hot, and then we iron. That's our way of ironing when we.
No, brother. It's something stiff. So, and we had electric iron as well as those, what you call the ones where they like a iron, so like a iron ones.
Yeah, so you put them on top of the coal
Like you
stove
put them on
or
top of
the
your
Yeah,
oil stove
yeah,
or your gas stove or what have you.
Yeah.
So we had those. I know what self-heater look like, but me
Yes.
no grew up with self-heater.
My mother had one.
I've never
Right.
seen one. I've never seen one.
My mother had a selfie.
Yeah.
You pull it with a coal.
Because it's better than the one you
The
put.
self-heater is a coal.
Why don't
Yeah,
put
you
the
open it
coal
and
Yes.
you load it
And
with
you
You put the
No,
coal.
I've never
You
seen
put
that
the
one.
yeah. You
Not
could.
loaded. I've never seen it.
Yes, man.
Yes.
That one. That was the step up from the little one that you put in the fire.
Exactly. Yes, that's
Mhm.
true, Jackie.
Oh, I've never
Right.
seen it.
Because
That
the
was
selfie,
maximized
the
if you had a
selfie that had
And,
the
it-
coal
and a lot of
inside.
them had a little red
Me,
handle.
me have to show off. Me did have people from foreign. So them did send one electric iron for me. So me never did reach the stage of the coal.
Well, let me
Good
tell you
for
about
you.
the
And
personal
we
fridge.
never have
We never
electricity.
have electricity at the time
I
when we were
mean,
We
growing
never
up.
have
So,
electricity neither. Never
right,
have
we
a
have to put
sister.
the,
They
we
have
have to
no
put the
light. You're
little,
mad.
we have to put the
we never have
little
electricity.
iron them on the
Strictly
coal
lamp.
stove.
All right. So me now go about
Yeah,
this nothing
and
about
wipe
that
it
part.
off good too, you know, so it
And
can
wipe
block
it
you
off
up.
good.
We never
I don't
have
have
electricity
any.
because
I cannot
knew it from.
speak. I don't have anything. I cannot speak about that part. Because we
One
are
Sunday,
glad.
I almost burned down my grandmother was trying to. Sharon under the car. Sharon know the story to the basket burn up. Me pour me in the basket burn up. Me nearly burn my grandmother's put on the hand on the stove at and go and bed. And me look, me see pure smoke and bell out of the house. So me go in there, basket catch a fire,
Lord
stove
have
and
mercy.
blaze up. I'm telling you, twice me I was burning my granny house. Twice. There's a time with me on fire.
By the way, what Taylor iron? What is that? That's Herman. Herman said Taylor iron.
Taylor,
Explain.
That's what
I guess it's
the
this.
tailors
I
would
guess
use.
it's this.
The
oh,
Yes.
the
tailors
self-heater
use.
iron was what
Yes.
the tailor used.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, the self-heater
Right.
is what the tailors
You're
use.
right,
Yeah.
Herman. Yes, the
Mhm.
self-heater iron.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Paulette
Yes.
said the same thing.
Self-heater.
Well, we're gonna wrap up, and boy, any other stories to share before before we go?
Oh, let me hear this one.
Yeah.
There was a young lady from our district. She like really country. She go to the store and she asked them if they have any judging slippers.
Whoa.
You mean yard slippers?
Yard slippers.
You
And
know,
the woman look at her and ask her
judging.
what? Anyway, she go to town because somebody died. Then they have a funeral. So the family now come down from foreign or whatever, and they say, okay, they're going to make a weekend of it. So they went to a hotel. And then tell her, say she must go bed. She in the bathroom for one long time. Like our people them from country, tell her, I must go bed. Go in the bathroom, go bed. Everybody else want to go shower. And she not come out of the bathroom yet. Half an hour passed, 45 minutes passed. So when the lady go in there, must say auntie or something, she knock the door. What you doing in here so long? You know, bed. She still have on her clothes. She said, me not see no bath pan in here.
Oh,
Oh, Lord.
oh
Are you
You
Lord.
should take a bath.
Oh, so she no shower and so on.
No, she don't know
Oh,
shower. She used to
Oh,
come and
my
bed like
God.
bath pan. So I tell her, sir, lady, you were fortunate. A lot of people never know.
Oh yes. A lot of people. For me,
Wow.
me they kick off my shoes in a river one time.
Yeah, God.
Me always have shoes, thank God. Me never forgot school without shoes. My mother always make sure me have shoes. And it was a shoes from Butter. Them time they finna have one of them shoes there, you know, I said
No, say
nothing.
nothing.
That was the
I
name
think the
brand.
name Butter Bouncer. The Butter
The
Bouncer.
white front and the white
And
bottom and the white back part will come up.
yeah, man, primary
You run
school
it
days.
through.
And me I tell you, say, me have on my shoes, and because we walk so far to go home, walking back home was more fun than going to school because then all of us, all the kids from along the way, all the little districts along the way, we are all walking together. And mango time, we thief mango, we thief people orange because we have a long walk to go home. So we have to sustain the street. Yeah, you eat lunch from 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, you go home
You're
3,
hungry.
3:30, you're hungry.
Yes.
Yeah, and we used to run down cane truck and pull the cane off of the cane truck back block up your hand and go down a river, go wash off your hand, because there's a river that ran alongside the entire route going home. And I was standing on the bridge, not bridge, but near the bridge. Can be different from so I'm near the bridge, and I was just waiting for the kids them in the water to come out. I may have kick some pebbles. And master, the shoes drop off of my foot into the river, and the river take it away, you know. I may I tell him me start ball because me can't go home without the foot of shoes. But thank God, some of the boy pit them did run it down and catch a little bamboo. When they reach the deep water, them take a bamboo pole and pull out the foot of shoes. So me did have to go on barefoot that day because me can't wear 1 foot of wet shoes and 1 foot of dry. And me go home and I was able to dry it out and get it for the next morning. And you can't tell granny, me tell my grandmother must when me left school, say me kick her shoes one time. Because if you tell them you still get beat.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
10 months later you still get beat.
Yeah.
You know
still
what?
get licked.
I just want to say this before you close off that education is very important. And you see, all of us, we speak of our education experience, and we all become, as you look at us right now, we're all successful people. So the experience we had was preparing us for the real world, you know, and we might say the food tastes bad, the this was bad, the that was, it was preparing us to be better cooks. It was preparing us to dress much better than what we were before. And it was also helping us to do more reading and education. And that is why I am a tutor today, trying to help kids who are having problem reading. People, I'm going to tell you the truth. The kids in the school now, half of them cannot read because they don't have the basic knowledge what is going on. They are all rote learned. Teachers have it difficult because there's a lot of kids, but I am here to help your kids to reach the standard. You know when you're going to hear it? At the end of June, when you say your child will be repeating grade. I am here to save them. I have all the tools to save them from repeating grades. Call me and I will be there to help them. So take care of your child education now and let them know the experience you had before. Don't be ashamed when you do it up yourself.
And she speaks of herself.
Yeah.
You're speaking from a place of experience. Go ahead, Jen.
Absolutely, teacher wisdom.
Well, we've had a good morning. Just thinking about the good old days of when we were growing up. And, you know, even though we would have had our aunties and uncles and cousins and so on, as every day of our lives, we were making our own experiences.
Yes.
So you might be talking about something that your auntie, like my auntie is listening in her room, she might not be able to relate because it was my experience, you know, at that time. And they have their own experiences that some of them we're not privy to. But the good thing is that we can come together, share, and you're all business owners in some way, shape, or form. You're doing what you're doing. You put your information out there. Let people know that in addition to us coming and talking about our history as a picnic, Max and
Yes.
Jen, yes, you all do your stuff. You know, we really appreciate you. And I appreciate you for really joining me this morning to let everybody have a laugh and remember what they used to do. Because sometimes our lives, we have suppressed a lot of things. They've been very painful for many, and we don't want to share them. We don't want nobody to know. But when we share about, you know, me dropping in a pig pen, or how me struggled through high school, or something, you know, them now just look and say, oh, Lady D, man, you did bright, and so on. No,
And when we left school, gone and my friend they have to go get the fried caca rice.
I hope you really don't. You really don't.
yes, yeah. So, you know, we want to share. So, Max, you go ahead and tell them about what you do.
Okay, so I'm a poet, as you see. That I'm a published author of a book called Deep Thoughts. You can get those to purchase at Amazon, xlibris.com, where you can get a personal signed copy from me. Or I'm also an artist. I'm a reggae artist. All of my songs are on YouTube. They're on Spotify. All downloadable platforms, you can get them to buy. And now they play me now, 99 cents for one song. So I have 8 tracks in total. I'm working on my 9th track right now. And I have CDs with parts or pieces, 10 tracks on each CD. Those are very cheap too. Only $10. I can ship them to you if it's so desired. You can find me on Facebook all day long, YouTube, LinkedIn,
I love that.
WhatsApp. You can find me on Instagram as well. Very popular there. And me yard. Thank you for sharing. Thank you.
All righty. And Jack,
Yay! Well, my grandmother was the lady who used to bake for any little the little community weddings, and she also sew the little wedding dresses and them things. And I learned to bake and cook from her and my mother. And because of that, I started my own little home business called the Pudding Pan, because I used to just bake my cakes and give them away. And a friend of mine encouraged me to sell the cakes, and I started selling them. And today I've shipped cakes to as far as Holland, Germany,
Wow.
London,
Wow.
and all over the US. So
And they are
in my
good. I can testify to that.
yes,
and
so
Sister Shernette is
Excellent. Excellent.
one of my
Yep.
customers. And it doesn't matter where
Yep.
I am, wherever I am, I
You
bake.
ship it on. Yep.
I ship it off. Puddings, man, my
Yes.
puddings don't have flour. I don't put flour in my puddings, and they're the best. And
Wow.
people love them.
yeah.
And apart from that, I'm still studying because I'm in school. I'm in nursing school right now. And I also have a bachelor's in environmental science. So from our humble beginnings, these are the
Mhm.
results. And we thank
Mhm.
God because He has brought us this far.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
There
Very
you
much
go.
so.
Mhm.
And come on now, newbie on the block.
Okay, pressure on the newbie. Okay. For all your gift items, African American inspired gift items, contact me. You might not be able to see the flyer because it's kind of colorful, but um, contact me at 646-342-6838. African inspired gift items. Sometimes we go to the stores, we want to get a card for our friends, and everything is all, we love our white brothers and sisters, but sometimes nothing speaks your language and nothing portrays what you want to say. And it's greeting cards, Christmas cards, everyday cards, calendars, tumblers, like cups, the nice stainless steel cups that have a great message. Beautiful and blessed, too blessed to be stressed. You have mouse pads, you have shower curtains, and matching rugs to go with your enhance your shower curtains. And they look, I have catalogs, so if you're interested, I can send you a catalog, or I can you contact me 646-342-6838, and you could pick from a wide selection. I have lipstick cases, hand mirrors, tote bags. Nowadays you go to the store, you can't get a good bag. You want to have a reusable tote bag with a great message on it. I have those available.
Okay.
So thank you for your time.
Of course. Congratulations.
I need to
And
get something from you,
for
Sister Sher.
for yours truly, my grandmother was a brilliant woman. She would have been able to accomplish so much had she been given the opportunity to do so. But she was a naturally gifted woman of God. She was an excellent writer. She became a justice of the peace, and anybody in her community could come and get a letter of recommendation just about anything. My very good and best friend Wayne, we grew up together. Wayne keeps talking about how Mama had written a recommendation letter for him, and that letter, after they read it, they just had to say, "You're good to go." And
Right.
so she taught me early. She introduced me early to this stage. She would be asked to come somewhere, whether to give a talk or just go somewhere, but she ensured that they put me on the program.
Mhm.
So
Wow.
I started early reciting. She
Me
would
too.
drill me. She started me early, and after a while, I was not afraid of a crowd.
Me too.
I could stand, make my delivery, and walk away feeling accomplished.
Right.
And so she was an excellent singer. She was a um, high soprano. And I too followed in that vein. Again, I'm not singing as much as I used to, but I can sing. And so I got involved in singing and choirs and all of that kind of stuff. So our foundation has so much how we are formed. I went on into dancing, but over the years, you realize that you can be what they say, jack of all trades.
Yes.
So at some point, we have to decide
Which
where
one
is
you
my
gonna
purpose?
master? Which
What
you
am
gonna
I going
master?
to do?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
So of all the gifts and talents, there has to be that one that you decide to focus on and build it.
Yeah.
And so this is a platform that I have been blessed to have because I said I wanted something. I wanted to do something where I can engage people in
Right.
conversations of varying levels. And it has afforded you the privilege to join me here to share your stories and to introduce your businesses.
Yeah.
And
I
so
want
we
to
are
thank my
all
mother
here.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, we're all here because there was somebody or something that sparked our interest to
I don't
build
mean to cut you.
our
I don't.
professional or 1 minute, Jen,
I
and
don't
to
mean to
build our
cut you.
professional background.
I just wanted to
Mhm.
say just a little piece that my mother and my parents were all into education. You know that my father and my mother were not like intellectual people, and they didn't know how to write or read very well, but they made sure we had an education, and all my father and my mom kids were well educated, and we all have a profession today. And I look and I say thank you, mom and dad. That's all I have to say. Thank you, mom. My mom has
Yes.
passed, God rest her soul, but my dad is still here, and I really want to thank them for spending them earning on us, spending their earning on us. So thank you, mom and dad.
Yeah. So we here we are, and there is so much more that I and you need to accomplish and
Oh
to
yes.
take others along with us, right?
Right.
So we are very grateful. So everybody, we thank you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You're on it right now. Inside, take a look down on your phone and see if the red and white turn to gray. If it has turned to gray, that simply means you have subscribed. If it's still looking at you in color, you haven't subscribed yet. So please tap the word subscribe. Then you'll see a bell. Tap the bell, and then you'll see the word all. You tap all, and that means whenever I'm broadcasting, you
You'll be
will be able to
notified.
catch the show. And I'm looking forward to seeing the numbers increase for my weekly show. Mondays, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., and Thursdays, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. When you
Thank
come
you,
on, I
Lady D. Thank you,
appreciate
Lady
it.
D. Thank you
Yes,
very much. Yeah.
yes.
Thank you, guys.
When
It was a
everybody
wonderful
comes on,
session.
yes, when
Thank you,
everybody
guys.
comes on, we get to do what we do and have, information. As much as you see it here, we are informing people.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Absolutely, we
Yeah.
It's
are.
an informative
Absolutely.
platform. Some
All
people
right,
perhaps
everybody, walk
have
good.
not
I have
had
to
the
start a class in
experience.
a little bit.
Bye,
Walk
Jen.
good, everybody. Walk
Jen,
Okay,
good.
bye.
Jen.
Right.
Good seeing
So
you.
it's
Great
now
day.
12
I'll call you
o'clock.
Jennifer.
Thanks, Jen. So it's now 12 and we're wrapping up. But Max, Jen, Jackie, Sharnette, and Sharnette, I hope you will become a staple as long as you're able to.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
Your
to
vibe
join
is
us.
just right.
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
I enjoyed it. I really
Yes.
enjoyed it.
Go back and watch the previous ones. You'll
Because she
Yeah,
was
enjoy.
on.
I was on I watched the one with the bus,
Oh, school
but I
Okay.
bus.
missed yeah, but
School
I
It's a
bus.
missed I'm sorry I missed the shopkeeper one because trust me.
But you
But matter
can go
Lady
back.
D
See?
yeah, but you
can
might
go
have
back
to do
and watch
a part two of the shopkeeper one.
it. You can go
So
back and
that
watch
means trying to have some story to share.
Yes.
it.
Let me tell
Absolutely.
you something. Let me tell you. Talk about memorizing shop lists.
Right.
And come home
I'm pinching saltfish.
and come home
Yeah,
with the wrong thing.
I'm pinching shad. I'm pinching red herring.
yeah, me and the
I'm
pigtail.
picture.
Me and the pigtail.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yes.
Yes. So
Yes.
All right.
thank you,
Goodness.
ladies. It has been
Yes.
my pleasure. And to our audience,
Absolutely.
as you can see, I have been posting your comments. And Princess says, my morning well spent. And she talks about
That's
my
good.
grandmother here. She says, that's my grandmother, Mama Rubes. Sign her passport form. Okay.
Good.
Yes. And she said, my grandmother was a sweetheart. Herman, no
Hmm.
mama, too. And Penny, well, this is Serene. Meet Valerie Estridge. She was formerly Sims. So we were such good friends growing up. One day we in church, the two of us, picking not easy, We spend we
Uh-huh.
time and look at people's shoes
But Jesus.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
guys, I'm gonna have to run too.
and
So,
talking about drops. But guess what? Let's get out of here because we're going on
Okay.
into a whole new place. So blessings,
D-
everyone. Have
yes.
okay,
yourselves a wonderful rest of your weekend.
all
Hmm.
We're
right.
out
You
You
of
too.
too.
here.
Thanks again for the
Satideh
opportunity.
Bye
All
bye.
right.
Mawnin.
Blessings,
Bye
Jackie.
all.
Yes,